right, everybody, brand new Mindset and Motivation Monday. Can't wait to get started on this week's Cabral Concept. First show of the week, we're going to be tackling a topic near and dear to my heart because I've done this wrong over and over and over in my life, and that is moving the goalposts or not staying on target. So what I want to share with you here today, whether it's a new month, a new quarter, or a new year, looking at your goals and setting a new goal or milestone for yourself, I want to really share with you the right way so that we don't get goal fatigue. Again, I've done this myself over and over and over. I always say this is going to be the year or the quarter where I'm not going to do that. Now, this will be for me, and I hope it is for you as well, because I'm going to share with you a specific methodology. Now, if you're someone, maybe like myself or some of my clients, we like to think that we can do it all. We try to do it all. We're competitive with ourselves. And ultimately what happens is that we don't always necessarily measure up to what we were looking to achieve. And this can sometimes, again, be called goal fatigue or moving the goalpost. And the reason is that as you start to make some progress, you say, well, that's not enough. I should be doing more now, or I could be doing more, or, well, I've already achieved this, so let me now push further. And what inevitably happens is that you never set a goal that you can achieve. And because of that, you basically get burned out all the time. So what I've done over the past few years that's worked really well, and I'm going to talk to you more about it, I do every single new year, is setting a 12-week year. But what I want to do is set, I would say, not easily achievable goals, because it has to be a little bit of a stretch, but a goal that's going to push me to get a little bit better, but one that I can achieve. And since my mind already knows it wants to then do the next thing, I'll say, great. That will be round 2. Or V2, version 2 of myself for that next year. And that'll be the next quarter. So I'll explain the 12-week year. If you've never heard about it before, I've interviewed the author. I've used it myself for now probably close to a decade. And we'll talk about that soon. But what we have to do first is that we need to set for ourselves very specific targets. And this is an example then of moving the target. So I'll work with a client, like I just literally, just on the spot right here, met with a client last Friday. That's when I do my deep dive consultations, which are 3 hours long. And we set a goal to lose 70 pounds. Now it's a big goal. Okay. That's his 2025 goal. Okay. We're moving in. We say we need to lock in on target. What is that? I said, great. 70 pounds. That was what this individual said. And I said, I agree. That's really the amount of weight that you probably want to lose to get to your ultimate goal. Now, again, this is not vanity by any stretch of the imagination. We are working on cardiovascular, blood pressure, type 2 diabetes. We're working on specific things that this individual wants to work on weight loss as part of that process. Okay, so now let's look at another way. So what's 6 times 12? Okay, we're looking at about 72, right? So 72, that's basically our goal. Our goal is to say we're going to lose 6 pounds a month. Easy. We can do that. No problem. But 70 pounds is a big goal. But when we break it down and we simply say, well, 6 times 6 for the first 6 months, 36 pounds. The next 6 months, we're going to lose 36 pounds, right? To get to that 70 plus goal. And so we just start to work that backwards. But let's say that this individual, right, that they lose 40 pounds, right, in their first 6 months or so. They're like, all right, now I want it to be 80. Well, keep in mind, as we progress through that, it's going to be a little bit more challenging. So what I like to do is say, we're just going to set individual quarterly goals. Then if we can improve, we can improve. But let's set the first quarter with a big win. So all we need to do is say, first 3 months, 18 pounds. Right? Because if we do 18, that's 36, and then we carry that out for the rest of the year, we hit our goal. So we're going to set our first goal for 18 pounds. Great. Are we going to blow that out of the water? Absolutely. I mean, for the first month, this individual will probably lose 15 to 20 pounds, no problem. So that's in a month, not a quarter. But now what I could easily do is then move the goalpost for this person, say, oh, well, then next month you're going to lose another 18. Well, that's not the way that this is going to work. And what happens is then they try to lose another 18 the next month, and they're going to be a little bit more discouraged. So what I'm saying to you is don't move the goalpost that first quarter, that first 12 weeks. If you need to readjust after that, fine, but not for the first 12 weeks. Celebrate your wins. This is so important. This year, I'm going to celebrate some wins. I'm going to tell myself, yeah, there's always more to do. There's always more you can grow. There's always these things that you can strive for. No doubt about it. But let's enjoy more of these wins. Let's get simple milestones. And it's not that I don't enjoy life. I do. Trust me. I love life. I really do. I feel like, ever since my mid-20s, later 20s, I got a new lease on life. And so for me, I don't take any days for granted. I really don't. Like, not saying I don't ever have a bad day. I do. But even on those days, I'm like, all right, yeah, we'll get back at it tomorrow. It'll be better tomorrow. And it's just a mindset that you have to move through sometimes difficulties in life. But what I'm saying to you here today is that in order for us to train our brain to set goals in the first place, we need to set realistic goals, right? So those SMART goals. So it has to be achievable. We can't say this. I'm not going to say to this client, we're going to lose 70 pounds in a quarter. Maybe it is. Maybe we could do that. I don't think that that's realistic, safe, or really achievable, even if you could pull it off. Because you were going to exercise for 6 or 8 hours a day and you're going to deprive yourself of all sorts of food. But that's not what we're going to do, right? So let's set some realistic goals. Let's create those milestones. Let's stick to the goal. That's the bottom line, despite ups and downs, despite successes as well. Again, if this person loses 20 pounds their first month, which is very, very possible when you have a 70-pound weight loss goal, and we do the 21-day functional medicine detox, and then we move right into the MetaVolve program, we're going to hit that. But is every month going to be a 20-pound month? No, it's not. So what we have to understand is that we're going to celebrate that along the way and realize that in some subsequent months, the weight loss might be more like 6 to 8 pounds. And that's okay, because over the course of a year, we're going to knock out this 70-pound goal. That's for sure. And then, as I said, hit those goals, even if they're just a little bit of a stretch, build off of your wins, feel good about yourself, train your brain that, hey, we set a goal, we achieved it. Let's set another goal, let's achieve that. And remember, each goal is going to build off the successive one, the one right before that. And that means what? Each goal is going to be a little bit bigger than the one before. Now, the size might be equivalent to what you just achieved, right? But it's building off from a far greater place now. So when just like walking up a ladder, right? Every rung is the same essentially width or height to the next step, but you're moving from the ground up now 4, 5, 6, 8 rungs. Where are you? Well, each one is the same distance as the one previous, but you continue to build off of the last. And so I look at it as that you don't need to set these crazy goals. We just need to be more consistent. And also, one of the reasons why sometimes I think I get a little bit discouraged myself is that I start to achieve it. I'm like, oh, I can do this. This is no problem. And then I'm like, well, let me just set this a little further. Let me make the goal a little bit bigger. And then your brain gets trained that you're never, ever going to achieve your goals, because no matter how good you are or how well you do, the goal is just always out of sight. It's just a little too far for you to achieve. So I'm kind of applying that right now with me getting back into running after many years. And so I'm saying to myself, I don't need to be where I was when I was in my 20s. I also don't need to be anywhere truthfully, but I understand here's where I am now. Here's where I believe my potential is. And now let's simply work towards that. Now, the interesting thing about running as an analogy is that it's slow and steady progress. You don't make progress in 1 week. It compounds over months, because you might be doing a speed workout, a tempo workout, which is basically just a little bit of a faster run. And then you're doing long, easy runs. And just over time, your heart gets stronger, right? Your legs get stronger, cardiovascular capacity gets stronger, your body's efficiency gets better, your biomechanics hopefully get better, and little by little you start shaving 20 seconds, 30 seconds off of your mile time. And over many miles, obviously that adds up. But there's no way to shortcut that process. There really isn't. Your body has to adapt to running because it takes a lot of work on the body. So that means it's work and it's recovery and it's trying to get progressively better. But you do it too fast, you get injured, right? And it's kind of like the whole thing with setting any goal in life. You go too fast, you get bumped off the road, you get bumped off the track. So what I'm looking to do this year, and I hope that you'll join me, is to set realistic goals, a little bit of a stretch that we've been wanting to achieve for some time now, and then achieve it over that 12-week year. And I'll link up today, if you go to stephencabral.com/3216, some previous shows in the 12-week year and SMART goals, but I'm also going to be doing another one in just a couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that as well. So best thing about setting goals as well is trying to bring others in. So get a group of people looking to achieve a common goal, or even if there's a little bit different, that you're sticking together as accountability-based partners, or even with our community, just go to cabralsupportgroup.com. Almost 30,000 people around the world, all organic based, all people trying to support each other and achieve their own goals. I wish you all the best this year. It's going to be amazing, I have no doubt. And again, if I can help you in any way, always let me know in the comments. Head on over to stephencabral.com/3216 for all the show notes and details. Take care, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow with a brand new Cabral Concept. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.